Why don't you take a seat? Alright. I think we're finally set to go.
See if it makes the final cut. Cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
We're a bit snackish and thirsty this time around, Pod.
Yeah.
Should we just do another hit too while we're at it?
I guess so.
Alright. Cheers, man. Can I try the bottle? I know you've already had the sour grape, but cheers. Kind of like an oaky, maybe Thousand Island vinaigrette kind of vibe here.
So I'm not getting much of a strong flavor from that one at all.
No, it's just the initial little hint of it that you get, and the rest is just smoke.
This one's good.
But yes,
Let's settle in.
welcome back. This is another episode of Turtle in the Hair, and I am indeed the hair.
I'm the turtle.
Oh, in case you didn't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. For the people in the back. Well, what?
And we're bringing you guys another very special themed episode. Another Lord of the Rings episode. This time we're moving on to the second film in the trilogy, Two Towers. Do you remember how this one kicks off? Do you want to just get into it, or do you want to start with any initial thoughts?
May I just say, viewer discretion advised, because things will be edited in later. There were a lot of people that I disliked in this movie, and a lot of people that was hard to look at in this movie. And I feel like that might be exploited once this is released on, YouTube for all you guys to see. But man, it was really hard. It was a hard journey. I mean, I felt like, fuck, why are they getting so much screen time? So you're going to hear complaints about that. Other than that, yeah, I do not recollect how it started off, if you don't mind refreshing me. Is it back on Sam and Frodo?
Sorry, excuse me. Feeling a bit snackish, as you said earlier.
Yes.
Before, or...
One could say peckish, even.
Oh.
Peckish, pecker, peni.
Okay.
All right, sorry.
Two Towers starts with the fight between Gandalf and the Balrog.
Yes, and he tells us, okay, yes, because how does the first one, doesn't the first one? No.
The first one ends with
them
Sam and Frodo sailing off.
Yeah.
Gandalf had been dead for almost for a while at that point.
Yeah, yep, you're right.
So we were just.
So isn't he like monologuing over the top of it?
I don't think we get any monologue over that part.
Oh, got it.
That comes later on after in the.
When he describes how he defeated it.
Yeah, in Fanghorn Forest, I think. I think that's what it's called.
That forest was a trip, dude.
Yeah, those trees are dope.
Yeah, but until they weren't.
And not even like the talking ones. I meant like the big ass windy, gnarly looking trees. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, we start with Gandalf's fight with the Balrog, and we get to follow him this time instead of following our other heroes.
Yes.
So we see him falling down the chasm.
Is this the one that also added? Yes, the chasm. I do remember that. This is the one that also added solid, picture shots of each character that didn't, and just kind of like, all right, here are our friends, here are our adventurers type shit.
No, but.
Or was that the third one?
But this one,
I thought that's how the second one
was a little bit more in stride. Like there's definitely more dialogue with it in this one, because after the Gandalf and Balrog fight, Frodo wakes up from it, and it's like he was seeing it. I don't know if we're supposed to interpret it as he was dreaming it, but yeah, right before they land in the water down there in the big old giant cave, Frodo wakes up. So then we follow him, Sam and Frodo, And then we pick up on Legolas, Aragorn, and Gimli, and that's first we get the little dialogue between Sam and Frodo, Mr. Frodo, Sam, so get our character introductions right there through them. Whenever they're climbing down the mountain, I think with the Elvis rope. I think that's our first scene for them in Two Towers in the extended edition. And Sam tries to pull down or comments about not being able to pull down the rope because its knots are too good, but then he pulls it, tugs it, and it comes undone. So then after that, that's whenever we get our pickup shot of our three heroes running, Legolas, Gimli, and Aragorn, and that's whenever you get the slightly racial line from Aragorn. That comes because first Legolas is, I think he's like, come on, he's like,
give us the line.
He's like, come on, Legolas first is like, keep up, Gimli, or something like that, and then Gimli says something about the dwarves being natural sprinters, and then I think after that Legolas calls for Aragorn. He's like, Aragorn, and that's where you get the pickup shot of Aragorn. So that character is reintroduced just real quick again, one line, little bits of dialogue. That's all we need at this point, and then Legolas's name drop is Legolas. What do your elf eyes see? I always thought that was funny, bro.
Oh yes, because I believe we had like a 5-minute like back and forth banter, laughing of how that wasn't. It was just out of context. It just sounds funny and racial.
Even in context, bro. If I was Legolas, I would have been like, "Bro, why did you point? Why'd you? Do I call all your parts human parts, G?"
That's true.
But from there, where do we go? I think that's whenever we pick up on our bad guys. Because Aragorn picks up on their trail. And that's when we pick up with the orcs and Pippin and Merry and Pippin.
Leading him back to Sauron, right?
To Saruman.
Saruman, sorry.
Yeah, their names they're a little similar.
I know Sauron is the eye, motherfucker. The one that got his fucking fingers chopped off.
Exactly. So give us some highlights, Greg. What do you remember from Two Towers?
One thing I would never forget. Theoden King. Big dramatic music.
That's right.
Insert here.
Because that's whenever we were introduced to to Rohan, that whole little area and all those characters in it. All of Greg's favorite characters.
It shows the nephew being exiled by his uncle, who was being manipulated by that dude, manipulated by Saruman.
Yeah, first I think we see the riders. They kill a bunch of orcs, and then they bring homie's body back, right? Theoden's son.
Yeah. Yes.
And
he has like not even a fucking. I mean, he's completely corrupted at this point.
Yeah, he's like almost comatose, except for whenever fucking Grima talks in his ear and shit,
which was painfully cringy for me.
Yeah. Brad Dourif, dude. He always turns in a creepy role. He knows how to turn in a creepy role. I'll give him that.
Bro, him and Exorcist 3, I know this is a little side note, him and Exorcist 3 was fucking a masterpiece, bro. It really showed like how crazy he could get. We should check that out sometime. Perhaps this evening. But it was not only that, dude, but the practical effects on Theoden King, dude, were so on point that it was hard to look at.
I know. As soon as he came on screen,
instant guttural grunts, dude. Like it looked like pus was about to come out of his eyeballs, type shit, bro. He just looked.
No, they're all like white and
so like over. Yeah, exactly. Man, and then I don't want to jump too far ahead, but we all know about that, manipulative white bitch. So much screen time.
I don't remember her name.
So much screen time for someone who's like, I want to fight amongst the men. And yes, she does handle it very well. Women empowerment. But I'm getting ahead of myself. She was just like just throwing herself at Aragorn, and she couldn't take a hit that his love was with someone else. And like, I mean, I don't know. I didn't find that. I didn't like it. I hated her. I forgot her name too. Her name escapes me. What a bitch.
I think it was like Eowyn or something.
Eowyn is
Eowyn.
Eowyn. Eowyn.
Yeah. So we end that scene where I think Eowyn goes to visit her brother or see her brother's body, and then Grima comes in and is all whispering in her ear and shit.
Oh yeah. And then, well, doesn't the nephew insert himself? He's like,
yeah, he comes
your
up,
eyes have been on my sister type shit.
Yeah. And then after that, that's whenever homie gets banished. And I think that's whenever we pick up with Sam and Frodo again, because they're that's whenever they realize they're being followed by Gollum, and then they pretend to be asleep.
Yes.
And he's all crawling down. What were your first impressions of finally seeing Gollum like properly introduced?
What they
I know
were.
you've seen him in like just in
constant memes and shit.
Memes, just in because he's a part of pop culture at this point.
Yeah,
he's a pop culture icon.
Why don't you elaborate how I felt? You saw it instantly. He's exploiting me. Okay, so when I saw him, I was just, it's like, oh, look at the little guy. You know, he just needs a friend type shit, bro.
No. At first, you reacted the proper way.
Yeah, I was
That's
appalled.
the thing. That's why I was like, he was like, oh, what the heck, dude? As Gollum was crawling down the mountainside, talking to himself and shit. My boy Hair's all like laughing and shit because he's fucking Gollum's being a creep and shit.
Yeah.
And then they grab him. And then it's after Frodo gets the sword to his throat. Or I think it might be Sam. But one of them gets the sword to his throat. I think it's Frodo.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And that's whenever he goes from like hissing at them. He literally turns a hiss into like a crying.
Oh.
Like into like a cry. And then my boy the Hair instantly folded and was like, "Oh, he's so cute."
I was like, "Forgive him."
I was like, "Dude, Gollum would kill you, bro. You're the person that Gollum would get, bro. That sucks."
You could be my Sam.
Yeah, you're right. I would have your back. Bro. I would.
Like, don't just let him kill me.
I wouldn't.
You'd be like, yo, easy target for Gollum. Watch. But no, I don't know. I'm very empathetic, dude. And for some reason, somehow, I mean, even Gandalf empathized with Gollum and how deeply corrupted he was. He wasn't always the same. But then in a whole other movie, it shows his like origin. I was like, holy fuck, the descendants of fucking Smeagol, dude, was gnarly.
Yeah.
But that's for another time. It was just like, it was a trip.
Yeah.
Andy Serkis, you did your thing.
Did you realize that like there was the whole dynamic with the Smeagol and Gollum going on?
Mm-hmm.
And you knew about all that going into it already?
Going into it?
Yeah.
That they were talking to each other?
Yeah. That it was like
personality shit?
Yeah, that Smeagol and Gollum were like different personalities.
I just thought he had a dual personality, but I didn't know that they spoke with each other. I thought it was just like more of a switch, and he would just act that way for that amount of time. Kind of like me, Myself, and Irene, where Hank comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. So that's whenever we get the scene of him running ahead after he agrees to show them how to get into Mordor. And he's like talking to himself and shit. And then I think after that we pick up on Merry and Pippin with the orcs, and then they're all fighting about being hungry and wanting some fresh meat.
Oh yeah, dude! And then that fucking that orc ends up getting fucking. A lot of them got actually destroyed, and then our limbs started getting ripped off.
Mm-hmm.
That main orc, I was like, oh, they gotta stay alive. But we're hungry.
He's like, what about their legs? They don't need them, do they?
They're rapey. They're rapey with wanting to eat the hobbits.
I know. Why would you want to eat the hobbits anyways? They're all small and shit. Like, the hobbit legs ain't gonna go nearly around for everybody, bro.
And I know, I don't mean to backtrack, but I don't know. Andy Serkis as fucking that character. I love the way he said hobbitses. And just like he had the little fucking nicknames that he had for his characters, they just weren't whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And Frodo is a master, and Sam is fat hobbitses. Stupid fat hobbitses. Shit's fucking funny.
Exactly. Man. I don't know. I just loved it. He was he was funny. He made me laugh a lot more than I thought he would.
Yeah.
Because the way he would talk to himself, it's like a reflection in the water. Like, I don't know. It was comedic.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
But it was also sometimes dark. It was sometimes dark because then again, Sam would just be like around the corner listening. He plans to attack us and kill us and shit. And then Frodo's just slowly getting more and more corrupted over time.
I
think I'm skipping ahead to the third movie. Because
yeah, but I mean, we already start getting introduced to all that stuff because as they're going through the marsh and stuff. I mean, Frodo, I think the reason why he even has sympathy for Gollum is because of the conversation that he had with
Gandalf.
With Gandalf about like he was once, not so very different from a hobbit, and
which he wasn't.
And he spent so much time with the ring and stuff like that. So, and Frodo is currently the bearer of the ring, so I'm sure that all came into play in his mind and stuff like that. Like Gollum, Smeagol is like a walking representation of what he could be if he goes into the ring.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that there's a part of Frodo that's like holding on to the to like the desperate hope that Gollum can be redeemed, and that
Yeah, he was given quite a bit of chances.
That's the theme that I felt was being introduced already in Twin Towers, in the Two Towers.
Holy shit! 9/11.
It only took us 17 minutes to get a 9/11 reference. Maybe 15 minutes if the intro is edited down.
That took a turn, huh? Man. Now I'm just thinking of American disasters.
From there, I believe we get into Merry and Pippin with the orcs. They want to eat them, start a big old fight, and then it ends with the riders coming up and attacking all the orcs,
leaving none alive.
And it looks like Merry. Is it Merry or is it Pippin that it looks like they're about? I think it's
about
Pippin.
To get stepped on or whatever.
It looks like they're about to get trampled. Yeah, and then we cut away. So I think Aragorn and Legolas and them. I think.
And the Gims, dog. Don't forget. Hey, come on.
And Gimli.
Not you. Get
sorry, and them. My bad.
Sorry, that's my point.
No, you're right. I'm sorry about that. And my boy Gimli, and then my boy Aragorn. And then Legolas sees the red clouds, I think,
with his elvish eyes.
He's like, the dawn is red, blood has been spilled this night, or something like that. It's like, bro, I don't know how that holds up. I'm not sure that holds up, bro.
It had to be.
That's
what Aragorn meant, though.
But the dawn, he said the dawn, like that there was red on the dawn, and so that means that the blood had been spilled that night. But technically,
maybe a hymen.
Okay. Anyways, I'll just move on.
No, but what was that referencing? I'm trying to remember. My apologies.
But that's whenever they were. They realized that's right before the riders of Rohan come up on them. This Legolas is like, oh shit, blood has been spilled this night. So then they keep running and shit, and then all of a sudden Aragorn's like, oh shit, we need to hide, and then they hide, and then the riders come pulling up, and then Aragorn steps out, and he's like, what news from the Westfold, or something like that.
Wow, and then instant, like
they're all just like,
oh man, we are friends of Rohan.
Mm-hmm. There are no travelers in these lands.
Oh. Was that the Johnny Cage?
It sure was.
Interesting. I mean,
he rocks the blonde hair. He rocks the blonde hair.
Yeah, it doesn't look terrible, you know.
That guy is always good.
The butcher from The Boys. What's his name again?
Carl Urban.
There we go. Yeah. Carl with a K, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, he's
KK.
He's always good. and he's pretty good at putting in a different performance in like everything. The only performances that I could think that are like similar would be yeah, no, I can't even think of any. Because I was gonna say just like the kind of crazed stuff from Ragnarok, the guy that he played in Ragnarok, is similar to the kind of crazed look that he gave Butcher, but like besides that, there's nothing else. Besides the look, there's nothing else.
One was bald.
Sure was. Anyways, that's whenever he gets off of the horse, or he asks their names, and then Gimli says, I will give you my name, Horsemaster, if you give me yours first, or something like that.
And something about chopping off his head?
Yeah, that's whenever he gets off of the horse and walks up to him, and he's like, I would cut off your head, dwarf, if it stood but a little higher off of the ground.
Alright, can we just acknowledge that their disses were top tier? Like, no medieval, bro. That's their stuff. I'm like, fuck. That shit was mean. They definitely had medieval swag, bro. Oh, man.
And that's when the Legolas pulls a fucking arrow on him.
Quick with it, too.
He's like, bro, you'd be dead. Before
your first strike or something like that?
I think he said before your sword fell or something like that.
Regardless, bro, Legolas and just the bromance between them, bro. I love it.
I mean, even Gimli in that scene, there's like a reaction shot where he's like, "Oh shit!" Like,
yeah, and then when they put their shit down, and he's like, "Oh, dude, he's such an expressionist, bro. Love it."
Yeah, I think he was all surprised that Legolas had his back like that too.
Oh yeah,
especially after all their beef and shit, all their quarreling in the first one.
I don't know.
Gimli was just so fucking racist in the first one.
Pretty much.
You know, you fucking elves.
Hell yeah, dude. My boy Gims, bruh.
He's like, them pasty tall motherfuckers can't be trusted.
Them with their nice little fucking braided hair.
Shit, bro. Dude, don't even get me started on...
Bro, don't start on Will Turner,
bro.
Dude.
He's pretty in those movies, too. But
yeah, not too shabby. His dad, I don't know what the fuck happened there.
What do you mean?
His dad with all the fucking, like, muscles attached to him and shit. Like, bro. I know he became, like, one of the Dutchman's people, and this is a totally different movie and weird segue, but I did bring up Will Turner. But his dad, the one that's all attached to the wall type shit, bro.
You had me confused as fuck, because his dad is in the Hobbit trilogy. Legolas's dad is in the Hobbit trilogy.
Are we going to watch those two, or what do you think?
I'm down if you are. I'd be down to revisit them with you.
Okay.
Go bang somebody.
Maybe after we watch a Brad Dourif movie.
Oh.
Weird looking bitch. You know, just I was like, bro, is that fucking Charles Lee Ray on the screen right now? And it was.
Mm-hmm.
But then doesn't Aragorn's like, yo, we're friends of Rohan, and then like brings up
he gives them their names and everything, and he's like, we're friends of Theoden King. Because I think Aragorn knew him when he was a kid and shit like that. Like, we find that out a little bit
later. Yeah, he was but a kid when he. So, all right, is it like royal blood? Because Aragorn looks young as fuck. Yeah, and isn't he like fucking 48?
They got like a blessing from the elves, like his lineage, his bloodline got like a blessing of long life from the elves. So like they live like, I think
he was like a relatively older man.
Yeah, he looked like probably mid 30s, late 30s in the trilogy, I would say.
See, these themed episodes, you get something special like this. So stay tuned.
That was hot. Or
a little ASMR.
You get a little something like this.
Oh.
Very nice.
I like the way you swallow water.
Where were we? Yeah, that's when they ask. And then he lets him know that the king is not You know, the king don't have no
That
friends.
motherfucker don't love me no more.
Oh no, he said the king doesn't see friend from foe anymore.
Yeah.
So just a heads
Which
up.
is hella deep, dude.
Yeah, he bans his he
nephew.
banishes his own kin. And he's on his nephew and shit. Takes off his helmet, and then that's when
And then he
like, we're
explains who
following
his
the
riders are and shit.
And he's
They're
like,
like vigilante justice. Because don't they shortly then after explain what they did to the orcs? And shit like that?
Because he said they ride around roaming for orcs and stuff, and he said, "Well, we were chasing a band of orcs. They would have had two hobbits with them, only children to your eyes."
Gimli got so excited,
and they were like, "We killed them all, bro. We left none alive."
standing, but like, if
We
you
burned.
find anything in the rubble, you could keep it.
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, we left none alive." And then he points to the fucking smokestack coming over the fucking mountain.
Gimli was so
"We burned
torn
them."
up. Like, oh, bro. See, it also showed that they didn't take the Fellowship lightly either, and like Gimli and like they were emotionally involved. Like, I don't know, and they showed that since the beginning. You see the relationship between Aragorn and Frodo and shit like that. Like, bro, like the whole follow you to the very end type shit. So they're all deeply attached to what they're trying to do and stuff like that. And those little pockets of emotion are really nice touches to the film.
I mean, even there was the shift of the Fellowship, because Frodo knows he has to go on alone with Sam, as Sam says. He's like, I have to go alone, and then Sam's like, I know, or Sam's like, of course you do, and I'm going with you.
Oh.
It's like, aw. But
can you imagine if he drowned? Like,
so it's, yeah, I know that'd be fucked up.
That would be a definitely alternate movie.
So I think Aragorn knew that like that had to happen, especially if they were going to keep it low key and shit like that. And then the fact that Merry and Pippin got kidnapped, so he's like, well, we're going to let them do their thing. We got to go save the boys, bro, because they were all part of the Fellowship.
Powerful stuff.
Yep.
One could say good or even great writing.
Excellent rating, I would say.
Phenomenal?
Possibly.
Or does excellent still take out phenomenal?
I think they're a little neck and neck. They change places sometimes for me.
Gotcha.
So yeah. So we end our first film with the beginning of the search for Merry and Pippin and the hunt of the orcs. But that's where we come to our current place in the film. And that's where they come across the pile of corpses. And they find
a lot of burnt up orcs.
And
one would say an artifact, maybe?
Ooh, tell us the artifact, Greg.
Oh, shit. Is it one of the daggers?
I think it's like one of the burnt up
cloaks?
belts.
Oh, yes.
With the little leaf
with
on
the
it.
strap or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. It wasn't a dagger, Greg, you fucking idiot.
It might have been one of the daggers. It might have been because Aragorn gave them.
He picked it up. I remember him picking it up now. It was a piece of like leather strap or something.
Because I could be mixing up the little leaf medallion because Merry leaves it on the ground, and that's how. That's whenever we get our pickup shot of the heroes coming in, and then
Pippin finds it and thinks he's dead.
No, Aragorn finds the little leaf thing on the ground after all the orcs run away and shit. That was way earlier. That's before our trio of heroes is introduced. I believe.
Gotcha.
So that's whenever we get the famous scene of Aragorn's emotional outburst at the thought of his two little homies being dead.
Bruh! The fucking kick of kicks, dude.
The kick of the century.
The screams of agony and pain. Real agony and pain. From what you told me.
Yeah. Fucking broke his foot. Kicking that shit.
Who was the guy that forgot to substitute out the fucking helmet for my boy? Or was it not in the fucking script to kick it?
I don't think it was in the script to kick it. I think he thought it was the one that would like give away, but it was like one that was like heavy and
real metal.
Yeah.
That was a solid
scream. I broke his foot.
And I mean, I would say even a great scream. It made sense why it was so excellent because it was a real scream. You know how some people get hurt and they just like lose their breath type shit? Nah, that was a real fucking... Oh, fuck.
I fell to his knees.
Man.
And way to not ruin the take, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's very true.
Especially since, like, if he did ruin that take, they would have just had to come back way later on whenever he was healed up. Whenever he was all healed up.
Mm-hmm.
And they would have to
I forgot to
that
research
take.
how long that delay was on the film.
Yeah.
But you said that he was capable of doing other stuff he didn't need to stand for and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because a lot of chest up shots and stuff like
And your
that.
special guest to the podcast is?
You're supposed to wait for an entrance line, not to create your own. Like that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we're already recording.
We're already recording.
We're leaving that in.
Yeah, you know. Thank you, brother. He was our guest up here. You know, we get one from time to time on our channel.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where were we?
I don't know.
The kick of the century.
Yes.
And then he sees the trail. He picks up their trail. And that's whenever they come upon the edge of the forest. And the whole time we're cutting in between, like, the flashback of excuse me, where we left Merry and Pippin when they were about to get trampled.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that they escaped into the forest, chased by an Uruk. Indeed. And that's
what saved them.
Ooh, the Ents. They say the trees came alive a long time ago, Greg. They say the elves taught them to speak.
In your personal description, how would you describe an Ent?
A fucking tree. A big ass tree with eyeballs and a mouth hole. Who knows what other orifices they have?
That's true. I've seen this tree. Bruh. I shit you not. Thick ass badussy, dude. Fat one. But no, like, I don't know. The Ents, they were a trip, bro, but hey, they were a hell of an army when they all fucking, handled that shit at Saruman's pad.
Yeah. There was one of the things about the extended edition is that, like, all the stuff with the Ents, it goes on way longer.
Their talking takes forever.
Mm-hmm.
I could see why Mary was getting irritated.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a common complaint. Not a common complaint, but I hear that complaint too. Like, oh, the fucking trees, how they talk, everything's so slow with those parts of the movie. But it's like, dude, that's why Merry and Pippin are there, and even they are getting annoyed at that shit. Like, the movie
like 4 hours, and we just got done saying hello. Fuck, dude, I would be pissed.
Uh-huh.
It's relatable. Fucking A. But no, I liked how the one that, saved them, essentially, I don't know, he just knew how to keep a secret. Like, oh, I'm gonna take you to Saruman. And then who's introduced? Fucking Gandalf the White, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But that's after Aragorn pick up their trail, huh? And then that's when Aragorn sees him? Am I skipping ahead a bit?
Yeah, well, and the answer is like, I'm going to take you guys to the White Wizard. And then...
But he name dropped Saruman.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what tripped me out. I was like, what? How the fucking trees get on his side, too, dude? That shit sucks.
Okay. And then... That's whenever, Aragorn and Gimli and Legolas pick up the trail. They follow them into the forest. And that's whenever Legolas is said that something is approaching. Something approaches. Or he said, there's something on the wind, the White Wizard approaches. And then Aragorn is like, oh, fuck. You can see how nervous Aragorn gets. You can see how nervous all of them get.
Yeah, I mean, they're a solid trio, dude, but it's fucking the White Wizard, bro.
Yeah, and he's like, do not let him speak. He will put a spell on us.
Right? Fucking...
He's like, we will have to be quick. And they're like,
hell yeah, dude.
Like Gandalf just like, bah, bah, bah. Well, he like swaps aside the axe and then the arrows, and then he fucking makes Aragorn's sword turn all hot.
Bro, solid opener. I mean, I don't know. They really had me going in the first half, coach. I ain't gonna lie.
Especially because they did the little trick with the audio, which is just, they were playing with it a little bit. Because they legit mixed homie's voice with, they mixed Ian McKellen's voice with what's his name?
Saruman's?
Yeah.
Or fucking Christopher. I feel so bad.
Me too.
Isn't it Christopher something?
No, Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee. There we go.
Yeah.
See? That's why he's the turtle of my hair, bruh.
Exactly. So I think that's his name. So there's like the. You should look this shit up, bro.
My phone's charging,
God
sir.
damn it, man. We're gonna get flamed. So yeah, there was the little audio mixing at them at
Yeah, it
first.
sounded like the grunts were similar to me.
Yeah, well, the grunts and then even the voice. I was talking to them at first, and then he's like, "That's whenever Aragorn's like, who are you?" And then the light like fades away, and then he sees him. He's like, "It cannot be."
Who was it?
My boy Gandalf. And he didn't even know his name was Gandalf. And that's whenever he gives the backstory. And he's like, yo, let me tell you about how I fucked up the ball.
How I slayed
We
it.
fought day and night.
That was a solid fucking like sequence right there. I enjoyed it very much.
And then he died and he passed out of time. And it was like, that scene was dope.
Yeah.
And then he was brought back. But at this time, he's Gandalf the White. Gandalf the Grey.
White.
Yes, that is what it was called. Gandalf the Grey.
Awesome. I like it. I like it.
He's like, but I am Saruman. Or rather, Saruman as he should have been. Did I mention that I am gay?
Magneto's a trip, dude.
Yeah, and then that's when he lets them know, yo, they're good. You guys got another mission. We got to go to Rohan. So let's fucking go, boys. And then he summons his the master, the Lord of the Horses, his horse, Shadowfax, I think. And that's whenever they all ride off.
Bowflex.
Bowflex. That's when we get Sam and Frodo and Gollum.
Oh, it's your baby. It's your gay.
I think Gollum or Schmeagol gets rid of Gollum.
Yeah.
That scene was pretty good.
I enjoyed it, dude. And honestly, I was like, oh, he keeps swaying me back, bruh. I don't know. I think number 3 is what took me to realize, like, oh, this fucker's not going to change. Oh, this piece of shit. Fuck. Frodo, why? But oh man.
After
it was a
Frodo made my boy Sam cry. I was
Gollum. Fuck Frodo in that moment, dude.
Yeah.
That broke my fucking heart. That guy drowned for you. Don't leave his side, Samwise Gamgee, and I don't mean to, my boy.
Exactly.
You know why he was so epic? And I just want to quote your pops on this one. I was told that Samwise Gamgee was so epic is because he was a Goonie.
And Goonies never said die.
You want to know something sad?
What?
I mean, it might bum you out. We're just sticking with the Samwise Gamgee's character. I saw him in Stranger Things before I see him in Lord of the Rings.
No, goodness gracious.
I know, I would cough too.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people know him as the guy from Stranger Things, unfortunately. And then a lot more people know him as the guy from Lord of the Rings.
You know, but the first movie I think I remember seeing him in was The Goonies.
Yeah. I think the first thing I remember knowing that actor from is Lord of the Rings. Yeah. And then later on, after having watched The Goonies since I was very, very young, I found out that it was the same actor. I found out that it was the same actor, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of stayed relatively looking the same most of his life.
Mm-hmm.
But even when he became like a full-fledged adult, I was like, oh, you can still see the kid in there.
Yeah.
He was like one of those peoples.
He's so dope. He put in a hell of a performance, bro.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, like, and I'm unaware of how many awards or if that. What's his real name? The one who played Samwise Gamgee?
Sean Astin.
Sean Astin. I mean, just amazing
I'm
job.
so good at this shit.
Huh?
It's like, golly, I'm so good at this
Bro,
shit.
you're really clicking today, and I love it. I just love that I'm also feeding off your life force.
Alright, we're gonna have to cut the podcast here. Let's move this on right along. That's when, after Smeagol gets rid of Gollum, that's whenever he comes with the rabbits and shit for the homies in the morning.
Bruh.
They make the stew, and that's whenever he's
How sad
like,
for Gollum.
potatoes.
That shit had me dying, bro.
He's like, what?
Like,
potatoes, precious.
Why are you ruining the rabbit, though, dude?
Boil
And he
him,
caught it.
mash him,
That was-
stick him in a stew.
That was his kill. And Samwise was just like, nah, nigga, my boy need to eat. My boy Frodo's, this is his journey.
You make him sick, you will.
Hell yeah. One more kick for the audience.
Exactly. So that's
I'm slowly reaching in my
when they
left pocket.
That's when they get captured by Boromir's brother. What was his name again?
Oh, I believe the name you're searching for is Space Faramir.
Faramir. Boromir and Faramir. Oh, the name duo.
Fuck their dad.
Sexually?
No.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I thought being engulfed in flames and then falling off a balcony was too easy.
Yeah,
He deserved a lot
to
more.
go out a little bit. Getting fucking beat the fuck up by Gandalf a couple times, and then beat up by Gandalf's horse. And then
I
caught on fire.
like once he was lit on fire. I like that fucking Pippin and Gandalf were like, oh,
I mean,
save yourself.
yeah.
But like Faramir was clearly still breathing. That shit was like, bro, this guy is nuts, bruh. Now I have nothing. Both my sons have been taken from me. Fucking psycho.
And that's when they capture them.
Was that the third film? Or was that the second one?
What part?
I think that was the third film because Faramir got badly hurt in the third film, and that's what he was almost. Yeah, my bad. I skipped ahead.
So him and all his homies capture Frodo and Sam, and Gollum gets away. That's when we pick up with Gandalf and the boys. They pull up to Rohan.
They make it known to jump a lot in a good way, though, so you know how each set of characters are doing in that time, in that moment. Type. I dig that. I did like. I mean, but sometimes it's like, oh, we're just getting to that good part. Oh, okay, but I appreciate this at the same time.
Yeah.
Because like, oh, I wanted to know what was going to happen. And
yeah, I mean, I can appreciate how they give all the moments, all the big moments time to breathe, though, because we'll get a big moment and then we cut over to another part that we were interested in getting the development to and stuff. Just a moment, or just before, like a few scenes before, we were like, oh, we were at a big moment. Oh, why'd they cut away? And then it's like, oh, we're back at another moment that I wanted to see and stuff.
But what? It was Gandalf and the boys arriving to Rohan, right?
Yeah. That's when Eowyn sees them all pulling up, and then Grima tells him to take his staff at the door.
He's like, "Oh, you're gonna take a man's walking stick."
Yeah, you would not part an old man from his walking stick.
I told you to take his staff.
That was a pretty good Brad Dourif, bro. He said it just like it.
Fucking A, bro. That was nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Theoden King. That's
like,
fucking ugly fuck. But
he
can we
just has to exercise Saruman from him.
But can we acknowledge that he had been ugly under the corruption of Saruman? What a glow up, Zaddy. Like, damn. Okay, boo-boo.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you hair. Yeah, that's whenever Gandalf begins to fucking start exercising him. He's like basically casting Saruman out of his mind and shit.
Dude, he real BDE. He came with a BDE this time. He was like, yo, you won't stop me this time. Because honestly, fuck you, Saruman.
That's the part where he was like, that's whenever Theoden starts laughing at him.
Yep.
And he gets back up and he like says some shit. He talks some shit, and then he's like, Gandalf the Grey, and then he fucking throws off the gray cloak, and he's like, nigga, Gandalf the White, bitch. And then he's like,
his hideous.
And then he's like, and I cast you out. And then he
call him Ed Warren from The Conjuring, casting out demons from the early 2000s.
And then he's all fucking coming out of it and de-aging and shit. That effect was good too. The little
solid and believable. I enjoyed it. Like, damn, Baden King. Good for you, guy.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean,
fucking poor
that
thing.
corruption did a fucking number on him.
Fucking A. That was rough.
And that's whenever he
and then Grima
chases
ran?
Grima. He chases Grima out. Okay. He's about to kill him, but then my boy Aragorn is just too classy for that. And I think he should have let him kill him, maybe, but I think it probably was the right call because it's like it's the people's first time seeing King Theoden back, and then you just see him come storming out and chop some fucking guy in half. It's gonna be a bit much.
I guess you're right.
That's why Aragorn was like, yo, all your peeps are here. Like, stay your hand, bro. And then he goes to help up Grima, and Grima fucking spits in his hand, bro. I would have been like, never mind, kill this fuck, bro.
Bro, but even like fast
That's why Aragorn's so much class.
Oh, yeah, class act indeed. But even like the fast forwarding of like Theoden's like, yo, bro, I knew you before the corruption. Like, you don't have to be this way. Like, bruh, another moment, bruh. Mm-hmm. Like, damn, he even tried to give Grima another chance because he was no longer corrupted. He's like, bro, I knew you.
You were not always this way. You were once a man of Rohan. Fucking Saruman on that part, bro. Just going in on all of them.
Yes.
What is Rohan?
Oh, man.
How much of farmers where the children play with the dogs. Like, oh, fuck, bro.
Fucking totally bashing from a fucking castle tower, bro. Like, damn. And, bro.
We're all jumping ahead.
Dude, but even what Merry and Pippin find, like that fucking underground shed of fucking goodies and the best
shit.
ale.
I know, and he was talking shit to Gandalf about the halfling's leaf has clearly slowed your mind.
Which makes
and meanwhile, he's got a whole fucking
He's got pounds.
He's got pounds in the storage, bro.
And just beer on tap. Like he acted like he was, bro. He was definitely the 1%.
Yeah, he was a good guy at one point, though, bro.
But we didn't really get to see that. That's why, even the acknowledgement when Gandalf first got their old friend and shit like that, but like it did not last very long.
Yeah.
That's why, man, we might have to just check out the books.
Yeah, that would be tight.
Be in depth and shit,
So, I think after that, my boy Frodo gets interrogated. They find out who they are. They help them capture Gollum. They find out they're gonna... Or no, they capture Gollum, and that's whenever they find out who they are and what they have. That's whenever he finds out they have
and then Faramir debates whether or not to give the ring to his dad or not.
Yeah. And then they decide that that's what they're going to do, right? Yeah, because they decide to take it back. To
Gondor?
To Gondor.
Oh, sorry, I was just talking to Turtle right now.
And then...
I think we got to fix. Well, no. We need to put the big thing through.
Anyway.
Gondor.
Yeah, so we get past all that part. Not that it's not good stuff. I just feel like we're not even at the end battle yet, bro, because we find out that all the armies are coming to Rohan.
Very true, which is also a build-up. And I'm not trying to just like fast forward things. Maybe the Two Tower episode needs 2 episodes because it's a girthy film. And there's a lot of stuff that happens. We're like,
I know we're not even to when they start the battle, and the battle goes on for fucking ever.
And we're not even at the part where fucking certain characters get got, but I want to talk about it like in real time and cohesive with where we're at and stuff. I don't want to keep jumping ahead, but I'm getting excited and I don't want to accidentally say something because there's good tangents that I could have based off those scenes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Two Towers, man. They say sequels aren't better than originals, but I was fucking pumped during Two Towers, bro.
Two Towers is good, bro. So I think we could go on for a little bit longer, and then if we find a good spot to break, then because it does go on for it is pretty dense.
We still have another hour of film left.
Yeah. And then if we on our next episode, maybe we could break into the Return of the King too.
Yeah, tap into it. Tip tappy.
So, we find out that the armies are coming, and that's whenever we get the conversation, all the chilling at.
Boromir's dead. Can we trust him?
They're all chilling up at Rohan, right?
Yes.
And
Is that when they like? Excuse me. Is that when they like? I don't know. Had a chance to breathe for a little bit, right? They kind of like just set up in Rohan while they kind of discuss.
Yeah, after they kicked out Grima. Yeah, and after they got Theoden King back and they're catching him up and everything. And then it's like, well, those armies are marching and we're going to be fucked, basically. And then Theoden...
I didn't take seriously of how much Saruman had under his thumb. Honestly, I underestimated him.
Yeah, I think this is the one where we get a scene... I think I forgot to mention it, but it happens way earlier where we get the scene of Saruman having all of his armies, the gathering of them and stuff. They're digging them all up. I think I told you that the Uruk-hai are undead, like fucking basically undead mutated elves.
Yeah.
So that's why they're all digging them up and stuff like that.
Yeah, and they have like that fucking like placenta-like sack that they're in.
Like they're fucking...
They just got the white hand of Saruman, and then they're getting ready for war, pretty much. But they just look gnarly looking. I really enjoyed the practical effects of the way the orcs look.
Good.
They look evil, bro. And the thing is, prior to watching the movies, I was just introduced through memes and shit like that, like orcs going back and forth the conversation, even though I know that's not what they said in the movie. So I was getting like, that's where that came from. That's where that came from. But like honestly, dude, the makeup and the voices and the fucking prosthetics and shit, they were fucking greatly done. They looked real. I believed it. Like fuck, dude, these orcs are fucking brutal.
Yeah,
their kills are brutal. Like I don't know, there's a sense of just evil in them, and it really shows. Like they don't give a fuck.
They're just brutes,
it's Team
bro.
Sauron, bro.
Yeah.
The whole fucking way. Brutal, yeah, brutes. Yeah, they just don't give a fuck.
I think we cut to Merry and Pippin in the forest.
What's carrying them?
I think we cut to them waking up because we already got past that part.
Yes, right? Yes. My apologies. Yes, we already talked about Ant-Man.
And then my boy Pippin is taller than Merry for a little bit because he's drinking that water that makes the trees grow all tall.
that was a.
And then they almost get got by the tree. And the ant had to save them.
Oh, yeah. Dude, yeah. Bro, and they were, like, fully buried. And I was like, oh, dude. That For a second, I remember saying, I was like, dude, for a second there, they were probably fucking just dying inside. Like, oh, this is how we go. And then he's all talking to him like he's a fucking pet. Get off of him. Come on. Dig deep into the ground. Like, what are you doing? They're not food type shit. I liked how that specific ant looked like just an old fellow. Just an old man with his bark looking like a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was once women.
Treebeard?
Huh?
Treebeard?
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Not dollars.
That's whenever they convince him to go and talk to the other ants about going to help everybody.
Yeah, the convincing was pretty solid by those hobbitses.
Yeah, so they convince him to go, and then he's like, alright, fine, let's go then. And so they hop on, and then he's like, alright, let's go then. And then we find out that Theoden King has decided to have everyone evacuate and ride into Helm's Deep, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to fall back away from because the armies are coming. And then my boy Gandalf.
Because Helm's Deep has held before, right?
Yeah.
God, sorry about this.
And Gandalf's like, the army's too big, bro. The army's too big. You guys are gonna get fucking... You're just leading them all into a death trap, bro. And he's like, nah, bro, it'll hold, trust me. He's like, bro, you were just an old man zombie for the enemy like a day ago. Why don't you listen?
Right, he really took back control of his kingdom relatively quickly.
I think he threw some shade at fucking my boy Aragorn, too. Or I think he's like... I think he said something about, like... I think he said something about him not being the king.
Yeah, am I not king or some shit? Or what was it?
Yeah, I think so. Or I think he said last I heard Aragorn was not the king of...
Rohan?
Yeah. Some shit like that. It was like, damn, nigga.
Yeah, and
But he was the king of the men, of the free men, of the men. He's the king in Gondor.
right. But they shouldn't expect Gondor to come to their aid. Just saying.
And that's whenever we get some scenes between Eowyn and Aragorn. She was giving him the eyes as soon as he came in.
So rapey too, dude. Like, what the fuck's wrong?
And then she was like,
Like,
oh,
it
my
was hard
uncle.
eyes.
She's like, my uncle said something that could not have been right, or whatever the fuck. About, like, him riding with her grandfather into battle.
Oh yeah, that was a trip. That was a trip.
And
And
he's
it
like,
really showed
he's
how
like,
old
oh
he
yeah,
was.
his memories serves him well.
That was gangster, dude. That Aragorn. Oh man, what a legend.
Goat shit.
Especially when someone's advances are just so, I don't know, just unwelcomed and just cringe, dude. I couldn't stand that fucking bitch. Eowyn,
So
I'm glad you died.
that's whenever they all departed. And Gandalf was like, look for my coming on the third day. And
That sounds like that could be a double, huh? Whoa, the third day, huh? I think I heard that story before. Who
Oh.
else rose on the third day?
So they're about to set out to Helm's Deep.
Mm-hmm.
The hobbits are captured by Faramir and his boys, and they're about to take the ring back to Gondor. And Merry and Pippin are taking the Ents to try to get them to help. I feel like that's a solid spot to stop.
Yeah, I mean, we already know where everyone's at. Their headspaces, their mentalities, dude.
So what do you think, Hare? How about we give them an outro?
All right, well, goodbye.
And
See you later. Don't forget to keep the change.
Exactly. Yeah, Turtle in the Hare, episode
5.1.
5.1. Yeah. Merry Christmas, Greg.
Happy Chinaka.
Okay. All right, you fuck.